Hello, my lovely spectators. Dee here, and welcome to my studio. So, today I am going to throw a little something different into the mix of my channel. My roots. We're going to back to basics. We're going to throw it back to my original venture into kind of getting into heavy crafting, which is scrapbooking. So, I'm going to make a scrapbook page. And if you want to watch my process, then by all means, hang out. That would be lovely. And yeah, so I prepped a few things already. Looking for an accent. So I want to scrapbook little pictures of my boogaboo. So my baby cousin had a child, and so now he is the baby of the family. And yeah, so we're going to kind of do his little first first winter storm while he is able to not able to, like if he wasn't before. He was a slow walker. He took forever, but he is one and he can walk now. And so they took him out into the snow and they have him, playing with it. And so they send me pictures, so I'm gonna do that. Out of respect, I'm just covering his face with some low-tack tape. Hopefully it doesn't mess it up. So I like to do multiple 2-page spreads normally, and I have a total of 5 pictures. I cut down a lot of extra here. That's his mom. That's my cousin. That's him walking, so there's a lot of extra white space. We get the point, we can see that. And then him experiencing the snow. So I may put these 2 on one side and then these 3 on the other. I'm not sure yet, but I'm gonna make the base of it. And then I plan to I have to mat those. So I have a few things. I always like to, I get into the trend of putting all of my layouts on craft, and so I'm adding elements to that craft. I cut out some stuff that I had of a kit that I had that was wintry, so like a title and a couple of subtitles just to put around there. And then there were some circles of different wintry elements like trees and stuff like that, so they may get scattered as like a backgroundy kind of element. They also had these little cards which aren't big enough for like a mat per se, so I'm not sure. I may use them as well as maybe little added elements where I could write, because I usually write on my journal, write and journal on my scrapbook pages. So let me cut out the ones that have the writing space. And when I say cut out, I'm gonna do a tearing ruler because I want that deckled edge. And so let's see how that goes. Yeah, that's okay. Excuse me. Yeah, so I recently stumbled on the world of junk journaling and have become obsessed adjacent. I still love all the other things that I do, card making and scrapbooking. So I wanted to kind of, also bring that to the table and not forget that those first loves. So how many of you have, come from a similar situation where it's another craft brought you in, I think in my not intro video, my challenge video, I mentioned that. I'm not going to take that. Well, I'm going to hold on to it, but I don't think I'm going to focus on that one. How many of you? So I was always, like I said in that video, maybe I'll go a little bit. I was always into crafting. I always used to like make little things and wanted to paint and stuff of that nature. And then when my daughter was coming, like, gosh, she's gonna be 18. I started my whole nesting. I had a difficult pregnancy, and so I was home, and I found the world of card making. So I had already been doing a little bit of scrapbooking, not much, but I found that, and then I found my community. I did meetups, and found some really great ladies, friends that scrapbook, and yeah, so that's what I was doing for the longest before anything ruined the world, as we know. And then friendships and connections are harder to maintain. I mean, I'm still speaking to everybody, but it's just more difficult now. So I have you guys to share my shenanigans with. So let me take this last one out. I don't know if I'm going to want to use that, but I'm just going to put it to the side. I don't mind that they're not a perfect rectangle, that they're irregular. That's fine. That's part of, I guess, the junk journal of me that I've kind of learned. I don't think I'm going to ink them. All right. Then they had these longer strips, so I'm going to do that as well to have a backdrop for some stuff. Let's try to get this thin edge off. Yeah, I'm not the best with a tearing ruler, but I'll try. Okay, here we go. So what I want to do is I want to create that feeling of a snowy situation. The blues, again, I always like the blues and the whites and the little stars, and plus he's a boy, so we're gonna, the blue makes sense. Okay, and there we go. Yeah, so even though I missed that little piece, I'm just gonna go like that, call it done. And yeah, so let me grab another one. So I want to do some layering. I'm not going to ink. I feel like I would love to ink some of this stuff, but I don't know if I have a color that's not going to make it seem odd, right? I could maybe grab a pumice stone color and see if that would work. I'll get the edges out in a minute. That's a possibility. I could do that. And bring some of that junk journal newness into the scrapbook page. Okay. Oh, I hope this isn't too horribly loud for you guys. So I'm trying to build my channel. I'm trying to give myself direction with having a focus on each day, if you've noticed. And stuff, and but I don't want to be too rigid, so we've got a couple of days where it's like I could just bring anything to the table. So yeah, so this week I'm kind of building what all my days are going to be looking like. Okay, I'm gonna just put this up here. Let me grab pumice stone. Pumice stone. Here's our pumice stone. Let me take a look. Oh, she's dirty. Just wanted to get those black elements off there. Let's just see. Let's see. It's not bad. Gives it a little bit of something so that it doesn't look so raw. All right, so we'll see if we add some of that. I'll have it on the side just in case. And these guys, I just want to cut them. I don't want to do decals. I'm just going to cut them out. And I noticed that this edge is straight, a little wiggle, so we're just going to kind of go along with that as best we can. So I want to use these as vertical elements in the page. So I'm kind of also on the fence in terms of using them, and it's not what do you call it, the rule of threes or the rule of odds. So I don't know if that's gonna work out here, but we shall see. Okay, so yeah, so I'm using a digital, so it's like, oh, okay, you know, we have scrapbook paper, and I've been thinking about this, like, I have so much paper, and I know we all have so much paper, and then it's like, what am I doing? I'm using a digital instead of traditional scrapbook paper. But I think what hinders me right now in my choices, and I don't mean it to be sounding negative, it's just that I have so much and my organization is lacking. So with that said, I'm finding it hard to even want to find or go through what I have near me, because there's so many other things that are all on top of it. And ideally, I would love to know where everything is, right? And be able to at least access it a little better. And so I've been watching Scrapbooking and Candy's Crafty Creations, and they've been doing that finding my floor, hashtag finding my floor initiative. And I posted a quick reel of what my area that I'm working in looks like. It's a hot mess. And it's not a one and done thing, because, you know, we are constantly needing to reassess and to reconfigure, because the more we have, the more we want. We figure out that systems do not work for us. And so, yeah, the Finding My Floor initiative is cool, because, you know, we're seeing, like they say, authentic craft rooms. And once I start to kind of get into, hopefully, really building my craft room that I've been waiting to have for a while now, I may bring you in on some of that, and under the initiative of Finding My Floor. So yeah, so you may want to check them out. I'll put their videos into my description box, because they did the challenge with me for the Small Crafty Creator Challenge, channel challenge. And it was lovely that they joined along. So we were watching each other's videos and commenting and having conversation back and forth. And I want to show the ladies some love and support. So, yes, we'll probably do that. All right. Let me really see if this is going to make any kind of difference. I could just ink the titles, the little titles, boop, 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 whatever. So, you know, I'm just going to ink the titles because it's not showing up that much. And so that's not really the greatest. All right, I am going to cut some mats. I do like to add some mats to all the pictures. I don't just slap them down. So let me do that. And so I don't mind a bigger mat. In other words, like, excuse me, the mats that I usually do are relatively, how do you call it? I usually go like 1/4 of an inch outside of what I'm working with. And so, excuse me, I think I want to kind of be a little thinner, and it just be like a hint. Oh my gosh, this is what I'm saying. I have a bunch of stuff here. I'm looking for these. These are black scraps that I think will fit perfect. Yes. So I want to do a little, oh, excuse me. I want to do a little like that. So with the scrapbooking, I generally use a tape runner. So I'm going to mat these guys. So I'm going to add my tape to the back of the photo. And then I'm going to, let's see, is it straight all the way around? I'm not even sure. I can trim. So I want a nice little thin black border here and there. And since they're scraps, I'm not going to worry too much. I don't know why I put this back about that. So I'm just going to try to keep it consistent going around. So it's a little off, but I'm not going to be worried too much about that. It's fine. Okay, there's going to be a lot more stuff going on the page. I just want a little bit of containment and a little emphasis. So we got that one. Let's see here. Does this one fit here? Yep, and we'll cut around that. Okay. I think also I've given myself the opportunity to kind of be okay with not having perfect. It's given me a little bit of space to just enjoy, playing with paper and making things. I mean, for myself, it's fine. If I was going to be gifting, then I'd be a little more critical, but I also say it's handmade, so irregularities and little hiccups are part of the charm of having someone hand make you something. We're not talking trashy, but we're talking about, nice. So okay, we're almost there. So let's get this one. Let's cover these holes. Let's see, put it down so I could get this guy here. Okay, make sure one side and the top looks good. It's a little close to the bottom, but like I say, I'm gonna just, it's cool. I could put some embellishments that I cut out on here, so I'm not worried about also using, hiding techniques. This is not gonna be big enough. Put this back with the scraps, and we need 2 more. So let's do La Familia. So yeah. So the Boogaboo was born in September, and he turned 1 in September, and he was not walking. And I was like, yo, get this boy up. But he eventually did find his way, which is, cool. And so they are taking him out and he's able to, have a little agency of his own and whatever. So this was, nice, that first walking snow, because again, being born in September last year, there was snow last year, but I don't think they took him out because he would have been like 3 months or something like that. So September, October, yeah, about 3 months, 4 months. So yeah, yes. Is she beautiful? She beautiful. Okay. All right, this is back in the scraps, and let's do the last one. Right, so yeah, he's a big boy too. He feels like he's very big. I have a picture. I'm a big woman, so I have a picture of him when he was little, much more, before he turned 1, and he was a big boy for his first Christmas. Okay, this is a little too. No, you know what? I want to just put something. I'm gonna hold myself to that. It's good. And he was big. Like I was holding him, and he fell asleep and on top of me, and I fell asleep. And then his mom took a picture, and I was like, wow, he is so like long. So he's gonna be tallish. She's not that tall. She's like 5 something, 5'2", whatever. And he's 1, so he's like half her height already. It's so funny. Okay, so we got those elements cut. And so now we're going to build our base. So I have these strips, I have those strips, and I have these little these little pieces. So, and then those little circles over there. Okay. Now this paper I got from Ollie's. It's from the paper company. It's an American Crafts 2020 paper. So it has these, it feels like braille paper, and I thought that would be cool to provide some texture. Now it is floral, but I'm gonna tear it down, so hopefully that is gonna, and put all these elements, and it's gonna trick your eye to thinking snow, if that makes sense. So what I want to do is I want to tear it irregularly like this. Okay, let me get rid of the ones you could see. And then I want to layer the tearing. Excuse me, to create like snow drifts and like little tuck areas, right? Excuse me. All right, and let's do another one like this. So I'm not taking this one because the tear is pulling up and I want that fuzzy. So I may use this in a different capacity. Then we're gonna see if we can just add this layer here. Okay. So maybe, well, let's see how this looks. I might need to put a little bit of something. Yeah, we'll put it just because it'll help to distinguish the different layers of the snow. So even though I'm going to put elements there, I still want it to be clear. So not a heavy, not my usual crazy. I'm just passing it through real fast on here. Okay, roughing it up, letting it fold up as well. That's cool. Okay, and then this one. Even though it's against the craft, for consistency of color. And also, to be kind of snarky, right? It's dirty snow, like from New York. I am so bad. I know I'm so bad. So let me get this first layer down. Oh, I hate when that happens. This is really soft paper, so sometimes you go a little too aggressive. I will use some other glue too, and also here, this is something else. Let me also put something out there. I'm gonna also put in some what is it, pop dots, like pop dot thing. I get these from the Dollar Tree in the automotive section. Yeah, just to make sure that it's not gonna lay flat. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one off right away. Let's put this down here. I'm gonna keep that little sliver of brown just because if I'm using craft, I want to kind of like a tiny little sliver. And now this one's gonna go in here. So I'm gonna put down the center. Right, I'm gonna add a couple of pop-ups here and here. Again, I'll add another in the center in a minute. So we're gonna do this. Okay, and we're gonna see if that lines up there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna have that. Okay, and the last one, we're gonna put I'm gonna put it like flat. So I'm gonna make sure that my levels are falling properly. Okay. All right. So there we go. So there we have our snow. You know what? I think no. Let me take this. I'm gonna take the second one off because it's gonna be like always a two page. All right. So this guy feels a little crooked. So we will fix him up because this edge here is throwing me off. And there we go. This is a little too close, so just do another little pull, right? And then let's just fix the inking there. Okay. And we'll put our little pop dot thingy over here. Okay. So what I want to do now is to incorporate some of these things here. So these are long enough to be up here. That was one option. I do think I wanted to put more of this guy up here to have it be more like a title situation. So we're going to do that. And I'm not sure how we'll use these right now. It's always good to have more. So we're going to put this up there on my page. Okay. And like that. Okay, it's like I do have to pick it up every now and then. Okay, so this is gonna go there. Let's put our first title element there, Winter Magic. I will pop this up. Okay, so I don't know if you're a scrapbooker or not, but like how I'm building my pages, I don't know how you guys build your page. I don't have the whole thing laid out in my head right now. I'm just, doing it. And it's amazing how I'm seeing how long it takes to do an actual page because I'm recording it and I'll be able to see like, whoa, wow, this is. And also I cut some of these elements up prior to, or I need to lift it so I could see. I want to make sure that this corner gets kind of like covered. All right, there we go. Winter Magic. All right, so this is the page where I want to put the family. So, and I want to tuck, pieces like this, right? And then we've got Mama here, right? And we could put it above it completely, which is fine. And where's the little one? The little one of him walking around. Okay, so maybe I'll put that here. Tuck that there. We'll tuck this here. And then, let's see here. Now, we'll put this one here. Let's put it on top. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. That looks cool. That looks good, I think. Okay. So let me glue these guys down. Okay. So now I've got photos in, and now I can do some further embellishing. So we've got the family here. So we're going to cover that and go across. And now I'm going to put this top dot. I'm going to take the skin off. Is that it? The skin off. Let me take the skin off the pop dot. Let me take the skin off the backing off the glue dot-ish thing. So now that's nicely there. I'm not putting anything right now there. So I'll put that there. Okay. And we'll need to do some kind of embellishment down here, which is fine. Let's do the center one. And let's do the backing of this one. So I kind of want to do the centering of this kind of property. So I'm going to pull off the backings for the side over here. And for this one, since nothing's getting tucked under there. Okay. And then we're going to put Mama and Boo Boo over here. And then I can kind of center him walking in this way here. Okay, so I've got my pictures. It's a little close, but it's fine. And now we have some other elements we can put. So let's take out some of these cards, right? So I could tuck a couple of cards in here, right, that are going to be used for journaling, right? So I can have a card here and here. Let's see how that would look. Okay. Which means I need to put something here to kind of secure it down and stuff. And then we'll take another piece of this maybe. I'll do that. I'll cover the feet, but that's fine. Yeah, so I think that's looking good. Okay. As I said, I need to put a little backing here so that it could hold this down. And then, okay. All right. And now let's put some tape on this guy. And then we'll do the companion page. Okay, so we got that going on there. And then the Let It Snow, we'll put that one flat. Okay. And then we have the little dot, the little circles. of tree elements that were wintry, like this, maybe there. Another set of trees up here, just to add something. Let's see, do I like that? I don't know. Put another one down here. Maybe I should put the trees down low and the branches up higher. You know, so I'll put a branch up here, another tree down there, and then I need one more so that I have 5. And we got this one there. Okay. So yeah, I'm good with a little bit of that embellishment like that. Maybe not this one here, but then I need another tree then. I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to put it down there. Okay, so we got this going right here for some trees. It's going to help with the cards where the journaling is going to be. And then this one's going to go here. And it's going to go on the picture and on this to hold it down. And this one here is going to go on the picture and on this. So there's overlapping happening there. And then putting this one here. Let's just put this one there. Let's not overlap there. Let's put this one and we'll overlap there. Oh no, she's empty. Okay, so we can use some more glitter glue here. It's okay, it's all good. Okay, so there's our first side of the family, him walking. Could write a couple of cards about the fact that, you know, his first walking, whatever, put some informational dates there, but there's our first page. Now the other side we're gonna do differently. It'll be a companion because of the same elements. So let's companion that. Oh, so sorry I hit you guys. Now I do have the other piece of this. I also have a whole piece that I could cut down. So let's see the direction that I'm gonna go in. I could put this just straight across there, right? I have this little piece here. I could just throw it there because why not? Let's take this pop dot off of here, right? To add a little something there. And yeah, I'm gonna do, let's see, something like this, right? And then I think I need another little piece of this. So I'm gonna cut up. I'm gonna try to maintain some shapeage and get myself another little strip. Okay, that's good. All right, so we're gonna attach this straight across. All right, so it has a similar element, and we're gonna be covering a good amount of these things because we have 2 photos, and I'm gonna have them on here, and I'm gonna have some decorative elements. So let's just lay this flat to the paper. Okay, perfection. So now this guy wanted to put, and I think, do we want to keep both of them? They're very similar. Yeah, we could do that. Let's see, like this here, and then here. Well, let's see. I wanted to put this down here to kind of cover up the bottom of this. And then over here, I want to put this to kind of cover up the bottom of that. All right. And then my idea was to put him getting the snowball and then destroying the snowball. So I wanted this to be like there. and this to be there. Okay, and then we'd still have some of these, so we could attach a little signage like that. Signage, it's signage. I also kind of still want to use some of this. I could layer this and this. That might be, yeah, because it was feeling a little empty. Yes, that's the plan. And then on this side, I'm going to layer that and that. All right, so here's another way I kind of lay everything down. I think I like this. I do have this to put on there as the title. And so let's get some of this down. So I kind of want this here. So I think I'm going to use this side. So we're going to put a bunch of glue on there and put it to there. Okay, we'll cut that off in a minute. And then with this one up here, I need it to be, let's see, about that much. So same tricks with the thumb not letting us go too far. Okay, and then we'll put this one here. Okay. All right, and then we'll add this piece after the fact because we want to cover the other thing. All right, so let's cut these off. And that little piece is coming off there. Let's get this off of here, and we'll get this off of here. It's lifting and didn't put enough. Okay. All right. I could, let's see if I want to do that. So this guy was gonna go here, and I need to set a figure out there. I could put something there, but we're not gonna settle on that. We're gonna do this, right? And that's where the picture's gonna go. Okay, and so let's put the picture just to make sure of the positioning. And then this one, I want to put here. Yes, okay. All right, you can't see down here, but I'm looking at the 3/4 on my mat. Again, you know the size. The scrapbooking page is basically the size of my studio. So yeah, okay, so we're gonna put that approximately here. All right. Oh, I'm not as close to the edge as I want to be on the edge. Okay, and we're gonna do that. Okay, and that's gonna be where this photo is gonna live, right here. They're gonna live together. Let's put the white pieces on. So this is gonna go here for another layer. Let's make sure. And this is gonna go over here for the extra little layer. So not exactly the same, but that's good. It's okay. Maybe this one over here. No, I think I want this one down here. So let me try to move this up slightly. No. Okay. Since there's so many elements down here in the bottom. Okay, we're just going to cover the bottom of this blue strip. Okay, there we go. So we got that going on. This had some inking, so I'm going to just ink the top. It only had inking on the top, so I'm going to ink the top of this guy here. And then we're gonna attach that up there. And put that there. Okay, so now we have to make a decision. I sometimes will do things crooked. I think I might, just because I feel like it's a little off. I don't know if I want to add another of this blue. I could put it here, cut off the edge, or if that's too stark. Plus, I was gonna put this here, and I was gonna put another one here, but now this seems to conflict. I could put the darker one. I could also, I might need to raise him so it's not on top and stuff. So we'll do that, and then we can put Frosty Days up there, maybe. Maybe we'll layer it with this, possibly. Yes, okay, so let me do a little faux deckling. I mean, I know that's not that deckled, but it's better than being super straight. And so we can do Frosty Days like this, right? Have a little layer effect, and I think I'll also put a little, pop a little of that. Yeah, so we'll make a little title over here. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna need this guy. I don't need that. So the only thing I cut out that I was thinking of using was this, and I'm not going to use that. All of these scraps will still go back into my stash. We're wrapping it up. We're wrapping it up. So let's make the little cluster over here. I think, yeah, I can't. I need to get a real decal. There we go. It has to match. The little whatnot has to match. Okay, and then we're gonna put Frosty Days like that, and then we're gonna put this. I probably will pop this up. Oh wait, I have a different one. I have one that has a tree with another. Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do that. Okay. Frosty Days. Okay, and then let's get a pop dot for this. Okay. And we're gonna put that cluster up there for the title. Now, I sometimes pop up my pictures. I don't think I'm gonna do that though. So I need to put this down. I don't want to put wet glue behind it, so I just saw that I have some of this double-sided tape. So we're gonna put that on the back here and here. I know, so straight, so precise. Here and here. Might feel like it's excessive, but I just, I don't know. I'm making scrapbooks. I'm making things. Who knows where they're gonna go once I'm gone, or whatnot, or really how long this thing is gonna last for. These items that I'm making. It's he was covering that, I think, a little bit. So there we go. Boogaboo's gonna go there. And then on this side, we have the getting of the snowball and the destruction of the snowball. So, and stuff like that. But that's typical. That's what children do. They have to, they have to explore. We're going to put this one about here. Okay. So now this is going to go here. That's going to live there, right? So I'm going to be able to write on that. And this is going to live about here. So I could write on that one. And then I got to put the title up here. So we'll have some layering up there. Okay, so we're going to do that now. then I'll take pictures and then I will send them to his mama so she could see and whatnot. Hopefully, you know, she'll be like, you make me cry. Want to do that? No. I don't want to put it up here. No. It's just like it feels like it's too close to here and I don't really want to cover his hand. So maybe I will put it there and there. Yep, we're going to do that. So I am going to write over it with a nice pen. That is going to be the case. Since it's not on pop dots, we're good. I'm going to put it straight to the picture and stuff, but it'll look crooked because of that. And then I'll put this bad boy here, covers up some of that void. Okay, and we're almost done. We're almost done. Let's bring that down a little bit. Okay. All right, so now I do have still some of these little dots. So let's see if we could add a little dot or something to kind of cap it off. I'll put this here maybe. And I'll put one of these here. I've got 2 more. No, I got 3 more. Well, this is just like a big old snowflake. I could put that there. And we'll put a bunch of trees around him like that. Yeah, so I'm going to use everything. I think it fills up the space that it was bothering me. That I love my linear. I'm a linear girl, right? But sometimes. Should have put the trees standing upright for that one. I don't think I can. Nope. It's glitter glue. Check out what you think this is. And then these 2 will go tucked behind. That. This guy will go in the center. Here. And we'll just put a little tree branch over here. Okay. All right, we are done, guys. I'm liking it. I'm happy with it. So this is a companion page. But it's the original, the first one. So in the scrapbook layout, we would put them like this, and they would be together. So this on one side, and then this on the other side. The story of La Familia and his walking, and then the story of exploration, and just, you know, the winter of 2026. The first, was this the first snow? The first big snow? I don't know. Anyway, guys, so thank you for hanging out. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. You can like, comment, share. That would be lovely. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for keep coming back and hanging out with me. Please, you know, anything you would like to comment on, that would be awesome. I don't mind some constructive criticism. You know, we always like a pat on the back, but yeah, I enjoy scrapbooking and I enjoy card making, so I do want to include this as part of my channel. So Thursdays, those will be the type of videos. So hopefully you will join those videos as well. You know, as this channel develops, you'll develop along with me. I'm, you know, squeaking past 2:30 and I'm like, wow, that's really nice. And let's see if I can get to, let's see, my birthday's in April. So maybe, can I say 300? Let's see if I can get to 300 people by April. And yeah, we'll see what happens. So thank you again for watching me construct this and hear my process and a few little stories. And I'm going to show you one more time. Right? And until next time. Ciao, ciao. Bye.